Good morning. All right, we're going to start a couple minutes early because I'm going to talk to you for a second. So join me on your mat. Take a comfortable seat. I'm Jill. Welcome again to my living room here on a Tuesday morning. It is May 5th. It is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. Even I'm not sure if you're going to see this, but it's his birthday anyway. So how is everybody? How are we doing? Are we doing okay? Are we doing this still? Are we kind of up and down and rolling around? So it brought me to think. So I'm thinking about bringing it back into basics, right? Bringing it back down into the base, and it got me started to think about the chakras, which I always do, but I decided to kind of reference a book that we used in our teacher training, and there is so much good information here. So as we begin our practice today, I want to talk to you about your Muladhara chakra, which is your base chakra. It is the one that is in this shape. Here, I'll come up to my knee so it's a little bit easier. It's right here. It's honestly the root. So figure like a triangle kind of being in the at the bottom of your spine, at your perineum, kind of where your privates all meet together. It's the energy center that meets all of the needs when it's working properly, all of the needs of your foundation, right? The things that make you feel safe, the things that make you feel at home and protected. And, I just kind of felt like right now, a lot of those truly foundational pieces of our lives are maybe being shook up quite a bit, right? So even such simple things as heading out to the grocery store, which I am going to do after I do this. And I have to tell you, I think about it for 2 weeks before I actually get to go to the store. So these are things that I guess maybe I've taken for granted. And I just felt like I need to come back to my base. So I'm going to share some stuff with you. Okay. So I just happen to have a fresh pillowcase. So I'm going to use this for my strap. And just maybe a little throw pillow or rolled up blanket. Maybe later on, if you have some issues with your knees, you may or may not need it, but just have it handy if you do. Okay, so let's start by coming to our backs. Okay, let's come to our backs and let's be reminded that every time our body hits onto the mat, that we are feeling the energy pulling into the earth, right? So the root chakra has both male and female proportions in it. The male energy is the penetrating energy that grounds into the earth, where everything feels solid and secure. And then the female side of the energy is what is pulled up and into us to nourish us and to fulfill all of the rest of those really crucial needs. So take, just kind of think about that as we move through and what feels comfortable for you as we start to kind of move through our practice. So come on down to your back if you've not done that already. And I want you to feel yourself connect. I want you to feel, maybe even lift into the hips a little bit and then set them back down. I want you to feel the knees just to be kind of just soft, and the soles of the feet are grounding, into the earth here. Go on and let your arms become long side of you, and let's let the palms face down this morning. When we let our palms face down, it really gives us a sense of connecting and grounding in. So let's start there, because that's kind of our purpose today. I invite you to close your eyes And feel the breath. Feel the breath pulling through the nose. Take a few rounds of nice, normal, nothing pressured, nothing labored sort of breath in and out. As I get quiet, you may hear my my co-partners, my dogs hanging out with me this morning, and Lexi, of course, is snoring. She's feeling her root chakra is feeling very good. She's feeling very safe and secure. So in and out through the nose. Once you've taken a few rounds of breath here, go on and just take the right knee and draw it towards, alongside the rib cage, towards the right armpit. Cap the knee. I don't like this position. I'm going to come sideways. Cap the knee here and just draw it in. Yeah, that's better. Sorry, guys. I'm always fudging around with how I want my mat. Draw the knee towards the armpit and just make some circles here. Just kind of warming up and through the hip, really feeling the low back and the back side of the pelvic bowl, just feeling secure. Feel as if you're kind of pulling into that perineum area, right? That's our Muladhara, our Mula chakra, right? Our Mula Bandha. That's our root lung. And then go on and switch knees. So take the opposite leg and just draw it in and make some circles. There's so much information that you can draw out of each chakra, right? It can take years and years to become familiar with all the information. Go on and now draw both knees in for Apanasana here. And I like to always kind of walk my hips back out. It helps me let my spine feel long and just a little kind of wiggle. Flex into the feet and point the feet. Make some circles all the way around, feet and ankles. Allow the top of the thighs to gently press on the belly area. Kind of helps stimulate digestion and all of those healthy working organs in our digestional tract there. Take it the other way. Once you've completed a couple rounds of circles, go on and let your feet drop. Make sure my stuff is out of the way here. Feel as if the back side of your head is laying flat. Your shoulders are starting to roll underneath. Let your arms come long, palms face down. As your feet ground into the earth, I'd like you to begin to lift up into the hips and come into the simple bridge pose. Hold the knees in together, lift in, tighten in through the glute, zip up through the belly. Again, squeezing into that, keep thinking about that triangle space in the bottom part of your pelvic here, your pelvic area. And then your legs are going to feel as if those are the roots kind of growing in. They're an extension as they push in, right? So we're pushing, we're finding that male energy as we push our feet into the earth and we lift up our hips. So we're pushing, you hear us say it all the time, push down to rise up. Squeeze the knees together. And go on and gently unroll. Feel the low back kind of press into the earth as you roll out the rest of the tail on the spine here. Take a second. And then on your next inhale, go on and curl in and lift back up. Come back into that bridge pose. Let your arms be long. Push in again, push in, rise up. You'll hear us say that. It sounds contradictory, but in a sense it is, but it makes total sense. Unroll. Let yourself find a little bit of space here. I'd like us to come around and grab your strap from this space. And go on and bring in your right foot. Take your pillowcase or your strap if you're fancy enough to have one. I'm not sure where mine went, so I'm using this pillowcase and it's going to work out just fine. If you have any tension in the low back, keep the knee bent. If you're feeling okay there in that space, you can go on and extend the leg long, kind of flex into the foot. I'd like to keep my knee bent here as I start to activate the energy in the leg, and I'm going to pull the knee towards the armpit, and I'm activating the back side of the leg here, and then I'm going to push it away. I'm never going to fully extend the leg long because I don't want to lock out the knee. Okay. So I'm going to take this a few breath rounds. Just let it feel good. Maybe see how wide you can get the leg to open up. Just play with it a little bit. There's no right or wrong. Just let it feel good. Once you've taken that activation of the leg a few times, take both hands into the strap on the right leg and allow the leg to open up. Okay. Again, the leg really appears to be straight, but I do have a micro bend in that knee. I'm not trying to overextend it. And don't take the leg down. Don't feel like you need to drop the leg down so far that the opposite shoulder starts to roll up. You really want to feel grounded on the back side of the body. That's like the whole point, right? Is to really feel grounded. So let this kind of unwind. You can take that little bending action and straightening action of the leg. Again, I think that feels good. Don't forget about the extended leg. Sometimes, I know I do it all the time. I have a tendency to just let that foot get lazy. And then we're going to take the leg up and we're going to take it over. So you're going to change hands on your strap here. Allow the other arm to extend and just slowly, right, with patience. I don't know about you guys, but you know, if you ever come to class with me, you know that I always am like, I don't make it very far here. Right here is always so tight in that IT band and the outsides of my hips. Keep the knee bent and again, find that little push away and oh boy, you will feel that super quick. Again, yeah. Ooh, if you find some sensation, some energy feeling stuck or kind of moving around in that space, just kind of visualize the breath moving into that area. We'll come out of it here in just a moment. Allow the leg to extend up and we can get pretty fancy and we can switch legs. So just drop in, drop down the first leg, bring it the second one, and take the strap back in both hands. So again, we're going to start to draw the knee towards the armpit. We're really going to start to bend into the knee and we're going to push away with the sole of the foot. So really activate. Again, if you like your knee bent, if you like your leg straight, totally optional, totally up to you. Whatever works for you in your practice. You might feel an ankle pop here. Take that a few times. Then when you are ready, I want you to take both of the straps into I'm on my left side, so I'm going into my left hand and I'm allowing my right arm to open up and I'm going to let this leg go. Okay. I'm keeping my shoulders grounded. My palm is down, all helping me stay grounded and connected to my root chakra, my Muladhara. The color represents red. Each chakra is represented by a color and your Muladhara is red. So think of like red earth and clay. And all of those substance, you know, really foundation holding strong dirt and clay colors. Let the leg extend here. And then we're going to go on and we're going to come back into center. And here we go. We're taking it over to the other side. Oh, you may take it a little further on this side than you did on the other. I, again, am not. I am not. That's all I'm going to say about that. Go on and bend into the knee and then push the leg a little longer, just kind of activating it to the side. Yeah. Just let it do its thing 2 or 3 times. Right? Feeling the body connected. Let the leg come back into center. You can undo your strap. Let the legs become long. You can go on and lay your strap over here to the side. And I want you to kind of pull both knees towards the chest. Take a second, let the feet drop, and we're going to come back into that bridge pose one more time. So just lift into the hips. Notice what you notice. Unroll. Let the knees drop and come and meet me into your belly. So now, as we move into this space, we're moving into our belly. So now all of these active centers of our root chakra are meeting forward on the mat here, forward into the earth. So we're going to start in a lotus pose here. So go on and let your arms come long. Again, palms are going to face down alongside of you, okay? I want you to maybe put your forehead down if that feels okay, or you can just kind of let it hover, however feels good on the back side of your neck. And start by pushing the hands into the ground, extending through the arms and lifting into each heel. And then setting each leg down. Take that a couple times on each side. You're again kind of connecting that front triangle, the shape of the Muladhara, into the front of the mat. Take it one more time, each leg. Okay. Bring it to stillness. Maybe let your forehead take a break if your head was hovering just a little bit. Take a second. Take an inhale and an exhale. Feel the earth pulling in and the energy pushing out, right? They're opposing forces, but they're both connected to fill the need here. And as we push our hands in, we're going to lift both of our heels up here. Okay, so push the hands and the arms are staying long. You're not locking out through the elbows, and you're letting the toes kind of pull out. So you're really connecting the front of the pelvis into the mat here. You're really connected. Your ears are drawing down. They're not pushing up by your earlobes. Connect. Super good back bend here. Super healthy to keep the spine happy and healthy. Let yourself come down. We'll take it up one more time. Lift up, push in, lift up, draw up, right? So that's the female energy, right? She's drawing up. She's drawing in to that connection, that earth. She's filling up with all of the nutrients that we need. Can you hear my dog? So funny. They're either barking or snoring. All right, let it down. Take your hands up underneath the shoulders and go on and give yourself a push back here. Come into this puppy dog shape. Just kind of nice counter pose with the arms be long. Forehead may or may not reach the earth, no matter, doesn't matter. Curl the toes under. And then bring it down, really wave through the spine. Bring it down. And we're going to come into Bhujangasana here, your cobra pose. So let your hands come right underneath the shoulders, really draw and connect into the tops of the feet. I want you to lift up, look down the bridge of your nose right here. Okay, push the hands in, roll the shoulder back, hold the belly in, and again, you're connecting the front side of that Muladhara area into the mat. The toes are connected. You're kind of squeezing into the booty, right? The shoulders are rolling back. Take an inhale here, really fill up, and then exhale and allow yourself to come down. Take a second on your next inhale, again, roll the shoulders back, push into the hands, lift up. Let yourself come down. This time we are pushing back and we are moving back into down dog. I like to stop in puppy dog, you know I do. So go on and do that if that feels good for you, and then curl your toes and bring it up into your down dog. Give yourself a second to walk it out. So again, when we move back into this, right, we're moving back into our triangle shape here. So our heels are lowering to the earth. Our head is kind of connecting down to make that shape as our hips lift up. So again, we're pushing into the earth and then we're drawing the energy up, both in the same. Take a second. Push the heels down. Maybe come up to the balls of the toes and then draw the heels back again. Ooh, I'm popping and cracking them. I'm feeling it long. Maybe you take a nice bend into the knees, so that way you can lift the hips a little higher. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. We are bringing our feet to our hands. And we're going to take a nice fold over here. So let yourself fold over softly. And then we're going to come into this halfway lift. All right, kind of find your weight forward and back in your feet. I kind of like to rock forward and back just so I can feel even a square shape, a really solid foundation in the bottom of my feet. Allow myself to fold forward all the way over. Your choice here, you can even take a ragdoll if that feels good and let the head get extra, extra heavy. Take a second. And then inhale yourself into a halfway lift. Starting with the right foot, it's going to stay forward, draw back into the left, and we're coming into a high lunge. You can stay here, drop into the hip. Okay, let the leg be long, let the heel, the extended leg draw back. Keep a nice 90-degree in this front foot, in this front knee here. Okay? And now we're going to drop into that back knee, and we're going to come into this Ardha Hanuman, and we're going to draw the hips back. Go ahead and play with the ankle and the foot here. Let yourself have some movement in the ankle. And then let's draw forward again and lift into that back knee and come back into our low lunge. Maybe you want to bring it up. Go on and find that solid space, right? You might get a little bit wobbly for a second, and that's okay. Just figure it out, right? Root down. Drop the knee and draw it back. Ardha Hanuman. Nobody has to do this perfect, right? I mean, that's not even close to what this is about. Thank goodness, because I would be no good at it. No judgments, right? Bring the foot down one more time. Lift into the knee and bring the left to meet the right. I want you to come into a halfway lift, and then I'd like you to fold forward. Maybe you grab onto the back of the knees or the back of the calves, just not the back of the, did I say knees? Not the back of the knees, the back of the heels, and draw yourself forward. You can take a halfway lift, you can plant the hands, come back into a plank, and we'll take a flow here. Start into your plank or your supported plank. Draw those elbows straight back. Uncurl the toes, find your cobra. We've been here. Right? Inhale, exhale, push it back, find your down dog. We've met all of these places. Bring the feet to the hands. Now we're going to take it to the opposite side. Come into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, bring it back up to that halfway lift, and now take the right leg back. Coming into your high lunge here. And start with your hands being down. Keep a nice 90-degree. Make sure you're stacked. Make sure you're pulling in to that perineum area, that solid space. Okay? Now drop into the knee, and let's find this Ardha Hanuman. Play with the ankle. Let the foot and the ankle kind of stretch out. Let the hips sassy back and kind of pull back so the hips are squaring up in the back. Draw the foot down. Lift the knee, find yourself in your low lunge. Stay here or take it up a notch. Oh, look, I'm not so wobbly on the side. Yeah, it all changes. It just depends. It's all right. Give yourself a second. Pull into that space. Pull into that midline. Go on hands, plant, drop the knee, and let yourself draw back again. All right, find what feels good. Maybe a little bit of movement here. All right, foot grounds, knee lifts. And now we're going to take the right to meet the left. Give yourself a forward fold, a halfway lift, an exhale and a fold. All right, here's where we say it all the time. Root down to rise up. Push your feet in. Keep a nice soft knee and start to let yourself like wiggle wobbly here. Just extend the arms, rolling up, rolling up, rolling up. Let your shoulders stack over the knees, okay? And I want you to start to feel a nice bend into the knees. So again, find that placement. Find that placement in the feet. Bend into the knees. So we're going to do a little bit of grounding exercises, okay? We're going to find that space, and we're going to make sure my dog doesn't bark. And we're going to ground our feet in, and we're going to start to shake into the legs. Boy, Steve's all up close and personal, right? So ground and let the knees bend. Let the arms shake. As you exhale, good boy, Steve. As you exhale, find your knees are letting it grounding. As you inhale, you're kind of drawing up, right? Actually, I should do the other way around. Exhale on the bend down, and then inhale on the draw up. No, Steve. No, they're just taking the garbage. No, no. All right, keep with it. And you want to start to have your legs start to feel like they're going to tremble. So this may take a little bit. You want to start to stir up the energy here. It looks a little silly. Steve, good boy. Find that space, right? Find that space. Is it happening yet, right? Are we feeling a little bouncy, a little groundedness? Again, so we're like penetrating into the earth with our knees bending, and then we're pulling back up. So we're activating both sides of the scale here, the masculine and the feminine. Then I want you to bring it over and fold forward. Check out what's happening in the body here. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's flow. Bring the feet back. Come into the shape. Bring the chest down. Uncurl the toes. Find your back bend. Find your cobra. Maybe it's growing. Go on. Let it come down. Bring it back. Curl the toes. Lift the hips. Down dog. Bring the feet to the hands. Allow yourself to fold, fold, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Root down, rise up. See, there it is again. Bring it up. Your hands can meet above your head. And now we're going to sit back into this chair pose. We're going to activate. We're going to activate everything we need here to pull into the center space. Remember that triangle space right here, right? We are just drawing right into that space. Our feet are pushing in. Our feet are penetrating in. And we're light though. We're lifting up through the belly. We're lifting into here. We're lifting our chest. We're spreading open our hearts, right? We're rolling the shoulders back. So we're engaging both the male and the female. Which comes easier for you, right? Which sometimes it depends. Sit back down. Sit back down. Sit back down. Push into the feet. Rise up. Let your hands rise. Go on and take a little crescent here. Stretch out through the side body. Bring it back into center. Let the arms come down. And now we're going to find a little bit of goddess squat, right? Boy, that's totally connecting with the female energy into this space. So the toes are going to turn out a little bit. The heels are kind of cocked in. And then we're going to drop into the hips. Don't overextend through the knees. And just kind of drop into the space. Again, connect through this area, right? We are pulling that energy up. I was reading in the book, though, and as it said about connecting into your Mula Bandha, which is that energy lock in that space, it cuts off that energy from pulling and bringing in. So only do that, when you feel like you're kind of doing that Kegel type of motion in your private space. Kind of give yourself some time with that. Don't constantly hold that, so that way the energy can stay flowing. Bend down into the knees. See if you can take your goddess squat a little bit further down. Maybe even bring your arms up. Open up through the chest. Take it down a little bit. Push the feet down. Rise up. And just take a little crescent. Take it to each side. We're going to bring it back into center. We're going to hop our feet back together. And we're going to find another very, very rooting and grounding posture, tree pose. Now again, you guys know this is my arch enemy here, right? So I don't take my foot up super tall. I leave it right where I just feel stable. I want to feel stable. I'm okay with the wobblies, but I really want to feel secure and grounded. So I keep myself closer to the earth. That's okay. That's where I'm at. My hips are opening. My hips are square. My chest is open. My shoulders roll back. My arms are open. I'm here. I'm here owning this space. Find the energy. Draw up. right? Root down, draw up. Maybe you do take it up a little bit. Your arms come down. Bring the knee in. If you have a strap, bring it close, okay? You might need it here. So we're going to start to draw the knee in. This may be where you go, okay? If you have more, take that strap around the bottom of the foot and bring it out. Push the foot into the strap, round into the standing leg. Take the strap in both hands and see if you can get that leg to open up. Ooh. Bring it back into center. Bend the knee gracefully, or as gracefully as possible. You get yourself back into standing. Sweep up, fold forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And let's find our tree on the opposite leg. So really root down. I'm rooting down into my right leg. I'm opening up through my left hip here. Find your space, whether it be here, whether it be all the way up here, right? Sometimes that works too. It just depends. And one side may be totally different than the other. Find your tree. Find your grounded space. Really breathe into it. Then allow the knee to come into center. Find your strap. Okay? Find your front of your knee or the bottom of your foot. And allow that leg to extend. Pushing out. Sometimes people can grab that big toe. Take the strap into both hands. See if you can find your way to open. Ooh. Bring it back into center. Bend into the knee. Unwind the foot. Let yourself fold forward. And halfway lift. Go on. Come back into your plank here. Let's take a flow. Find your cobra. Find your pelvis grounds into the front of the mat. The toes connect. The shoulders roll back. The chin kind of draws back. So you're drawing back with the back of the head. Arms might be pretty long here. Still got a soft elbow though. Let yourself come down. Push yourself back. Normally it's my dog's making noise. Now my cats are making noise. Go and lift the hips. Come back into this down dog. Walk it out. Walk it out. I want you to draw both of the heels back. Lift into the hips. Let the head fall. So finding that triangle again. Connecting into that energy. Into that space. Then we're going to come to our knees. Now here's where I said you might want a little rolled blanket or a pillow. So we're going to come back into this hero's pose here. So let the tops of your feet be flat. That's fine. If you have issues with your knees and you need to bring yourself up a little bit more, please feel free to stack as many items as you need behind your booty before you sit down. Okay? If you're feeling okay with it, you don't really need that. Well, you might even take it to the front of your knees. That might feel okay too. Okay? And then come down. Allow your hands to come behind you. Okay? So you're here. Your shoulders are rolling back. This triangle area of the pelvic area space here is kind of pushing up. You're drawing in, you're pulling in from that center. Your shoulders are rolling back. Your head isn't flopping back too far, right? You're staying long through the crown of the head. Your hands are pushing in. Now, maybe if you're okay with this space, you can bring it down to your elbows. Again, watch the neck. Some people can take it all the way back down. You might have to open up into the legs a little bit where the heels come alongside. Maybe bring it all the way down to the ground. Okay? This actually feels really good on the low back. It's not easy to get here though. Take a breath or two here. And I want you to gracefully, as possible, bring yourself back up from that space. Move your pillow and allow yourself to gently counter pose here. So let your hands come in front of the knees here and just kind of take a nice curl. Don't over exaggerate, just stretch the spine and then allow yourself to come to your booty. So I'm going to start with my right leg here and I'm going to cradle this baby. I'm going to go on and I'm going to just kind of take my arm into my elbow, armpit here, and I'm going to draw it in. Or I'm going to grab the side of my foot, wherever. I'm going to connect my hand to the outside of my knee to support. I'm going to keep this foot flexed and supported, right? I'm going to keep it strong. And just go on and cradle the leg, side to side. Take it a few times, let it feel good. And then go on and change legs here. So let's carefully switch sides. Bring ourselves in, find your connection with your arm space here, and just kind of draw in. Rocking into the baby, rock the baby. Unwind the legs. Start with the left leg long. Bring the right sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Go on and flex the foot. Grab your strap if you want it. Even if you can touch your toes. Sometimes it feels nice to have the strap. So go on and play a little cowboy. Lasso the foot here. Take the strap into both of the hands. And I want you to feel your torso, so your belly button and that triangle area I keep mentioning, kind of face towards the long leg. Take the strap in both hands and allow yourself to get long. Your hips are feeling very, very grounded to the mat. You might even take that fleshy spot at the bum and kind of roll it back. Toes draw back. Push out through that dot on the heel, right? And allow yourself to draw forward, long spine. Crown of the head is kind of aiming towards the tops of the toes here. You're not tucked in. You're long. Feel the space. Take a breath or two. Let the spine be long. Let those legs really activate. You know, the roots need to come all the way down into the calves, right? They really need to reach into the earth with everything. No shortcut. Go on and draw up. I want you to change legs, change straps, if you will. Okay, find your booty position. Strap the foot. Allow the inside of the sole to push into the inside of the leg here. You go on and flex into that foot, same deal. Go on and try to line up the belly button. Just kind of tilt just a little bit. It's just a slight shift. And then draw the elbows back, activating into the biceps. The toes are drawing back. The spine is getting long. You should be feeling this in the back of the knee area. Not a painful way, but a nice long stretch to the back of the knee and the back of the calf into the foot. Find the space. Go on and wind up, uncurl. Let both legs get long. Shake them out. Sometimes I like to just give them a little tap, tap, just kind of activating everything in the body, right? Especially in the lower parts of the body. Take the strap again if you want it. Connect over both feet. Okay. Allow the hands to, the fingers are in, right? The back sides of the hands or on the outside. The thumb and the fingertips are on the inside of the strap here. So same thing, push out, draw the toes back towards the front sides of the shin and let yourself extend long. Feels really nice into the low back, feels really nice into the hips, all the way down the legs. It's a really nice exercise for the arms as well because you're activating through this whole bicep and arm area, shoulder area. Take a couple breaths here, don't rush. Kind of look towards the toes. Throat area is open. Really feel that you're pulling the energy up that you need. But you're rooting down to make sure that you are stable, safe, and secure. Find that balance. That word balance. It's a trick. It's a very great area. Let's go on and take our strap to the side. And let's come into child's pose. So kind of swing the knees around. Before you go into child's pose, if you want to find a little bit of rocking, a little bit of cat and cow here, please feel free to do that. We're going to start to bring it down and wind it up. Find those spaces where you need, those movements where you need. Draw the toes together. The knees are going to open up and settle back into your child's pose. Now, your forehead can meet the mat. Your arms can stay long. Traditionally, child's pose, your hands wrap around, grabbing for the ankles. Settle in. Sometimes if you lift into that forehead and set it back down, you find more room in the back of your head, in the back of your neck. Your shoulders settle in. Find some beautiful breath here on the back side of the body. Let the hips ground. Draw in from that perineum area. One more breath and we'll begin to unwind. Bring your hands in front. Draw yourself back up and then let's come down into the supported plank. We're going to take Shavasana if you want to on your belly here. We're going to connect our front sides. We're going to let the toes uncurl and you can make a little pillow with your hands. Okay? Go on and feel your forehead meet the tops of your hands. Allow the body to get long. Feel the front side of the body, the heart, the lungs, the rib cage, the tops of the thighs, tops of the feet. The front sides of your hips are all connected to the earth. Your low back should be feeling light and loose. Give it time, give it space. Let the breath settle. I invite you to stay here for as long as your practice allows you to. When you're ready, you can undo your hands here and give yourself a little push back. Stepping back into that puppy dog space. Round yourself up. I'm going to bring myself into a seat. Maybe you sit with your eyes closed for a moment. Maybe your hands placed right on top of the knee area once you've gotten into your Sukhasana, your comfortable seat. Maybe you visualize your roots, your hips, your spine rooting in at the same time as you're drawing up from the earth to fill what you need. To feel nourished, to feel safe, to feel secure. Bringing it back into basics, bringing it back into that space that makes us feel sound. As I draw my eyes closed, maybe you visualize a red energy coming around you to hold you safe and secure. Let the breath settle. When you're finished, I'm going to bring my hands to my heart center. I'm going to flutter my eyes open softly. I hope bringing you back to basics helps you stay sound. You know, you find solidarity in your practice, in your body, in your emotions, physically and mentally. I know it's a little squirrely. I know it's a little up and down, but you know, if we keep taking practices like this, you know, and coming back to the roots, coming back to our basics, we'll make it out okay, right? We'll make it out okay. We'll support each other. Thank you again for joining me in my living room. I can't wait to see you guys in person, and we are slowly, hopefully, cross your fingers, moving in that direction. There is a link on our website if you drop into class often and you feel like you need to, you want to offer a donation. If you don't, it's totally fine too. We do class every morning and every evening at 9 o'clock and 5:30 every day, 7 days a week. So the following day, each day before, moves to YouTube. So you can always check us out there as well. Okay? You guys be safe and be well. May you find joy and love and happiness and a solid foundation as we each trudge our road to our own happy destiny. Namaste. We'll see each other soon. Namaste, my friends. The zoo says goodbye too.